bring this ground to your court?
He can't bring that ground to the court.
Why
He will have
not?
to go to the High Court. The competence or incompetence of a party is supposed to be dealt with in the tribunal dealing with matters election. Then it comes to the High Court. That is different. With the election, is about nullification.
Okay, so that is correct. The Supreme Court case, which I was trying to jolt your memory, which sets that principle, is Mohammed Abdi Mahamoud.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
But you got the principle.
Thank you.
The second question I would like to ask you is relating to the office of the DPP.
Yes.
Can you give me two principles which limit judicial interference in the mandate of the DPP?
Two principles.
Yes, which will limit a court's interference into the mandate of the DPP.
One, if the DPP acts according to the powers conferred on him by the Constitution, and if the DPP acts in public interest and the interest of justice.
Okay. Do you recollect which matter that was in the Supreme Court in which those guidelines were laid out?
The Wafula, the Benson Wafula case.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was that actually, and there's also Saisi.
The Saisi one also.
And Saisi.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, my lady. Good afternoon once more.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
You work at the DPP. Do you have a performance appraisal system there?
We have a performance appraisal system, Your Honor.
How does it work?
The performance appraisal system, we get our target, the departments meet and extract the targets from the ODPP strategic plan. After they extracted the targets from ODPP strategic plan, then now those departments again now will cascade them to the officers. And the officers will now discuss with the heads of department or their supervisors and come up with targets. And these targets, they have targets, and those targets must be smart. And they must align to the targets of the organization. Then every year, they are reviewed quarterly, and at the middle of the year, if there is any changes, you can make changes. If you realize you have challenges with some of the staffs who work under you, you can put them on performance improvement plan so that they can improve. You can take them for training and develop them. You can coach them. Then you proceed as you proceed on assessing them. Come to the end of the year, you will have to look whether this person met his targets. And that will go through an assessment where the person will have to come before you, you are the supervisor, with the evidence of the targets you agreed and you verify, then you award him the marks. And as you award him the marks, you will see whether he has met the standard. There are criteria which have been set. If he has not met the standard, you may also, including the media, you may also discuss the challenges and see whether the challenges are real or the required intervention of the DPP. If you find the real and the required intervention of the DPP, you will have to discuss it with the post. But if you find the challenges are personal, you have also to think of putting them on performance management improvement. You may also warn them. For those who have performed well, you may send them a letter of recommendation. You may also give them feedback. Long time when it started, we used to get 1 month salary bonus for once your organization has performed well. But I think it's not there these days because of challenges of finances.
Okay. Now, I presume that's what you do with the team that works under you, but do you also get appraised yourself?
I also get appraised.
How was your last report?
The last report, when I checked, my supervisor indicated and awarded me 100%. Because on the areas which we had agreed in terms of reforms, legal reforms, coming up with policies, I had come with all of them. And in terms of participating in policy development, I had attended all of them. In terms of going to court, I had handled my matters. In terms of advisory, I had the supporting document of all the matters, and they were checking from the system on the matters they had allocated to me, whether I had advised them in time. They came with all of them.
Okay. Have you supplied us with that report?
I had not known whether it's required. It had not been documentation.
Okay. I want to ask you something else. When we're engaging with the stakeholders in preparation for this exercise, the feedback we got is that there is a lot of backlog in the High Court, and what they need is heavy lifters. At the same time, they want people who are able to hit the ground and run, a plug and play situation. So I want to engage you. I know your background is criminal, coming from the DPP, but I assume you, of course, have appraised yourself in other areas of the law. So I want to engage you on succession. Could you please walk us through the steps in intestate succession, the procedure in intestate succession?
Thank you, Madam Commissioner. First and foremost, in the procedure of intestate succession, you must obtain a letter from the chief. You must also you must also be able to get records of all the assets. If it's land, you must be able to attach document in support of your application.
Yes.
You must also get an affidavit in support. You must also get an affidavit
in support of what?
In support of the application to become a petitioner.
The petition, yes.
You must also get an application of sureties. The sureties will now say you are a fit person.
So you have the guarantee by sureties. I'm assuming you also have the petition, because you've just talked about the affidavit.
Yes.
So we have 3 documents so far. Yes. What else?
After you have that, you must also have the statement of the chief. Yeah, you must also have the right of the chief identifying the beneficiaries, and of course, you must also be able to identify the creditors.
Okay, you've given us 3 documents.
Yes.
Is that all? You've talked about the guarantee by sureties.
Yes.
You've talked about the petition, affidavit in support of the petition. You've talked about the documents of title.
Yes.
You've talked about the chief's letter.
Yes.
Any other document?
Those are the ones, Your Honor, I can remember.
Okay.
And actually, I am appearing before you today.
Okay.
Yes, but I know I can check and get all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, what is the next step? You have all the documents in the file. Yeah. Everything is in order. What is the next step?
The next step is to take it to court for filing. The court will go through the document. If it finds that it meets the required standard, I will be required to. They will send it to the central registry. Then I will be able to do. I should be able to pay the money required at the government printers for purpose of settlement. Upon verifying, doing a search at central registry, the same is sent to government printers, and the government printer will print. I will have about, I think, 30 days for anybody who has an objection to file after the letters have been issued. Upon that period ending, I will be required to move the court after 6 months, and if there is a pressing issue,
after 30 days, the Gazette notice has run for 30 days.
Yes.
What happens? What is the next step?
After the 30 days expire,
Nigeria, one of Africa's largest economies, is rapidly advancing its digital economy. At the center of this shift, Zest delivers secure infrastructure support for business of every size.
My name is Stanley Jacob. I have closely followed Nigeria's fintech evolution and the overall financial advancement driven by steady technological and infrastructural growth. Zest is a fintech subsidiary of Stanbic IBTC Holdings PLC, part of the Standard Bank Group of South Africa. We extend mature financial services into the digital era. Today, we are licensed by the Central Bank of Nigeria and the Nigerian Communications Commission to provide payments and value-added services, and we unify payments across multiple channels, providing a single, secure gateway accessible to all. from tuition in the education ecosystem, to utility in electricity and lifestyle, to supplier settlements in trade, travels, tourism, and very busy ecosystem, including daily sales by micro merchants. Zest enables seamless transactions, connecting businesses and consumers, and keeping Nigeria's economy flowing.
With Huawei Cloud, Zest transforms cloud technology into trusted national payment infrastructure.
Zest, as a fintech today, provides comprehensive digital payment services. To ensure that our infrastructures and systems remain future-ready to serve our customers in the years ahead, Zest explored a strategic partnership with Huawei Cloud to build a scalable, highly available, and flexible digital payment platform, meeting the growing demand of businesses and consumers in the digital era. We currently maintain a robust partnership with Huawei Cloud, leveraging its extensive capabilities and supporting our co-building of a financial-grade security and compliance framework. Structure utilization cost, while we are building a scalable adoption model for the broader financial sector. This partnership highlights our belief that technology enables reliable, seamless financial transactions.
Together, Zest and Huawei Cloud are helping define the next chapter of Nigeria's digital payment ecosystem.
Looking ahead, we hope to deepen our collaboration to explore AI-driven innovation and build a more open, secure, and intelligent platform to serve our customers better. Our goal is to help businesses collect payments efficiently, empower consumers to pay freely, and deliver reliability and innovation across the entire ecosystem. We believe that together, our collaboration with Huawei will continue to empower our customers and Nigerians at large, one innovation at a time, will improve and develop our payments future.
No matter how you show your confidence, make sure you feel great in your skin. Experience next-level nourishment for longer than ever with 48-hour moisture. New Nivea Nourishing Cocoa, now with Hyaluron. Skin is for feeling it. Nivea is for skin.
Fiscally. But ordinarily, the judiciary has gone a step ahead and availed that service to the public, and they have done proper sensitization. They have sensitized properly, and now people are aware if they want to file something online, they will have to go to the judiciary kiosk. And if they want assistance, they also know they will have to go and seek assistance at the judiciary kiosk, who may ask them, assist them on how to do it, or go to the next court and be shown how to do it.
Okay. Now, finally, what do you think your colleagues, how do they describe you, the colleagues, the stakeholders, or even the public?
The colleagues trust me, and they have told me as such. And when I have facilitated in Maritachians trainings like court users, I have had an opportunity to meet all the parties in court users who have told me you are doing a good job, including the last 2 stations where I worked from. I have received feedback as I was leaving that you have changed. the way things were done. And we are happy about you, and we wish you well. In terms of members of public, they know I am a strong believer of justice, to the extent that they know if the case does not have evidence, it will not pass at the stage of decision to charge. That reminds me, at the time I went to engineer, and I found that we had prosecutors equivalent of the court. And immediately they go to court at 9, police come later with files, and as they are in their conducting trials, they keep on signing charge sheet. I had to change that culture and insist there's no signing when an officer is in court. They should wait until the officer comes so that he can now objectively look at the file and make a decision to charge. Yes. That, in the beginning, appeared to be making them uncomfortable, but as I stayed there with time, they understood, and I received a feedback and said, this is what we have been waiting for. Yeah.
So in this very many years of experience, is there a time that your integrity has ever been put to test?
Yes. When I was working in Eldoret, I may try as much as possible to give a scenario, and I hope it will not reveal the parties. There was a case involving an institution, and the politicians had gone to close the institution because they did not want the person who was heading. And when they went to do that, it was in open, and they were seen, and even members of the public were saying, this is a person who had the chain and who was rocking the office. One evening, one afternoon as I was seated in the office, some senior officers came to me saying that we have agreed that this matter, you should recommend that the students pay for damages. I respectively did not tell them anything. I told them I've not looked at the file. Once I look at it, I will appropriately give you an appropriate advice. Immediately that sent me a red flag. I immediately looked at the file and sent it to Nairobi. Upon sending it to Nairobi with my recommendation, the then DPP agreed with me, and the politicians and their supporters were charged. So from that time, we did not discuss with these agencies because I did not tell them my answer. I did not misbehave. I controlled myself. And I told them once I look at it, I'll deal with it. At the last time, I told them this is a matter which is to be handled in Nairobi. But I had sent it to Nairobi with my recommendation. And then the DPP agreed with me. Actually, at one point, the politician had organized for a protest against me because of that decision. When they were about to do it, they were reminded that the decision was not made by Omwega. The DPP was on air then saying he has directed the given politician to be charged. That's what saved me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, your colleagues agree with you. They say you are independent, you are courageous. However, there are some who think that you are contemptuous to the extent of insubordination, and that in some instances where the DPP gave directions, he viewed the directions as not merited, and you felt that the DPP could not match your intelligence, a factor that caused your transfer from the Constitutional and Human Rights Division, which you previously headed. You also said to have a bit of nepotism. What do you respond?
I'm hearing for the first time. When I was transferred from the department, I was given every responsibility. Currently, I'm the head of Lower Eastern Region, where I'm managing Embu, Meru, Tarakaniti. I'm also managing Kitui. That is an heavy responsibility. That has never been communicated to me. I will for sure tell you that the DPP personally, as in the past, commended me. So we have never had those exchanges. Those may be perceptions. Those may be, and in life you can't miss perception. You can see like that time when I made a decision for what the perception were that I'm the one who had ordered for the arrest. But in actual sense, when it came bare to them that the decision had been made by the DPP, I was saved from a protest, including this one. The colleagues I've worked with, including the ones I've headed, I've never gotten across that. And if you were to ask the DPP recently, he has also given me more assignment as we talk, as I was away. He has also maintained me as his representative in almost all committees, notwithstanding the transfer. Those may be perceptions, but in terms of responsibility, that's an heavy responsibility. I was in charge of around 10 members of staff, councils who were doing constitutional and judicial review. I am now in charge of councils who may go to around 30.
This crashed Starship looks perfect for a shelter. The control rooms weigh more damage than I expected, but the food bay made it through, so we won't be short on supplies. The lounge, though, a complete mess. Time to roll up my sleeves. There, fresh, organized, and a lot safer. It's not perfect, but it's home for now. Now I can finally get some real sleep.
Here's the reality. Your college degree took 4 years and $100,000. AI skills, 28 days and $20. Guess which one your boss cares about more in 2026?
Stop. Please stop using ChatGPT like it's Google.
It was a situation where I'm making a decision about my kinsmen. Okay. If I may give you an example, when I worked...
No, I think that's fine. You have explained yourself.
In the station I've worked, including engineer, I was the only KC. When I worked in Embu, I was the only KC. So I do not understand. But people are entitled to their opinions. Yes. That's fine. We are overcharged, by the way, depending what you are using to charge. Yes, we are overcharged. Okay. The bottom line is, are you complying with the law? But in terms of the transfer with my boss, that has never been communicated to me. He actually told me, because you are doing the mentorship, I'm adding you more responsibility so that you may be able to assist colleagues in those areas in terms of advice. That's the feedback I have from him.
Fair enough. You have explained that people are entitled to their opinions anyway.
Yes.
So thank you very much. I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Now, Council, as you seek to join the judiciary as a judge of the High Court, I'm sure you've done a bit of your study on the judiciary. Would you tell us the core values of the judiciary?
The core values of the judiciary is independence, impartiality, fairness, professionalism,
Are you guessing? Are you guessing?
No, I am trying to remember.
So there are those that the judiciary identifies with,
yes.
And there are 5.
Yes.
Which ones are they?
Independence, transparency, accountability, professionalism. Those are the ones I can remember.
Okay, you will need to refresh yourselves on those ones. Now, tell us your 3 top values that you hold dear as an individual.
My 3 top values, I have a value of humility. I am able to appreciate the officers I work with who come up with ideas. I am also easily persuaded. I also believe in lifelong learning. I am also independent. I am also a person of impeccable integrity.
Okay. Yes. As you mentioned, your values, humility is one of the values of the judiciary.
Yes.
So like I said, you'll look into that.
I will look into that.
How has the use of technology impacted the work of a judge, both positively and negatively?
The positive bit is it has assisted in dealing with the issue of missing files. It has also assisted with dealing with the issue of missing breedings. It has also been assisted to assist in case tracking. You can also use it to follow the progress of the case. Negatively, Negatively, save for those who may use it for judgment, which at the moment I will say it will not be proper because of the integrity of the information from where that judgment will be done, but it has been helpful even in analysis of that. But the only challenge I have is when it's used for writing judgment.
Okay. In the line of on the line of duty, what would you say has been your greatest challenge?
One of my greatest challenge is when I used to work alone in a station.
Please speak close to the mic.
When I used to be the only counsel working in a station and serving about 3 counties, then that was before the 2010 Constitution. The challenge was I used to find myself carrying work home because I would stay in court from morning to 5 and I'm required to advise. That used to be a great challenge because there was no work-life balance then. Of course, then I was young. I would be able to manage. That was one of my greatest challenge.
So now there's a lot of workload in the High Court, and you may be faced with such situations. How will you manage?
One of the things I will do, I will prioritize cases depending on the complexity. I will also check if in that station I also have work which is not judicial. I will interrogate that job. I will also ensure that I am able to take care of myself because I will be able to assess now that I've become fairly, I'm not old, but fairly older than I was then. I will also ensure that in instances where there are matters where I am supposed to make decisions immediately, I will be able to make decisions immediately for simple applications. I will also be able to persuade councils so that they can also do away compromise applications that we move to the main one. I will also be able to use to persuade them and sensitize them on the importance of ADI.
Okay. Thank you, and I wish you well.
Thank you, Madam Commissioner.
Yes, karibu tena. Now, what is blue economy? And do you think it's important to Kenya?
Blue
economy.
Yes. Thank you, Commissioner. Blue economy, according to me, is matters relating to fisheries and maritime activities. It is extremely important to Kenya because it's part of our economy. And we have people in Kenya who have taken it as their economic activity. And it contributes to our gross domestic income.
What do you understand by fair administrative action?
Fair administrative action is when the action is lawful, reasonable, it passes the test of due process, where the reasons are given for the decision and the people are given sufficient time, the principle of are given sufficient time to respond, where people are allowed to appeal, where they are allowed to be given a decision timely. This is fair trial, generally, including where they are able to move by way of judicial review, where they can refuse some of the decisions. And actually, is fair administrative actions is our constitutional provision under Article 47, and it has been operationalized by a Fair Administrative Actions Act.
Why is public participation important in public administration?
If you read Article 10, it says any person, state officer, state actor, when he's interpreting the Constitution, must take into account public participation. When he's interpreting the law, he must take into account public participation. When he's coming up with the policy and implementing it, must take public participation. And public participation is one of our national values of good governance. That's why it's important.
in interpreting the law, you require public participation.
You require to see whether in interpreting the law, you need to check whether it was subjected to public participation.
That's what you would do as a judge before you interpret the law. You would do public participation.
I'm reading Article 10 the way it has been done. Okay. Actually, it's one of our national values which must be upheld in every activity we do.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think we are almost closing this interview. But before we do this, I want to take you to civil practice.
Yes, you are.
Because if you are successful, that is almost going to be 60%, 70% of the work you'll be doing in the High Court. And you tell me what you understand by the doctrine of ripeness and justiciability.
The doctrine of ripeness.
Speak to the mic.
The doctrine of ripeness, you are is when you go through pre-trial conference and you are convinced that the matter is ripe for hearing, or when you have exhausted all the other remedies before you come to court, then you say that matter is ripe to be heard. But then the next.
Justiciability.
Justiciability is when a matter can be adjudicated by a court. When the court is not precluded from adjudicating it. But that doesn't mean that issue merits. But if it's an issue which requires court to deal with, that then we can say that issue is justiciability.
Okay, do you have any case in point to demonstrate that ripeness or justiciability, where the courts have pronounced themselves in those two areas? Yeah.
I think the Communication Commission Authorities of Kenya, I think is one of the cases where they've talked about it. Where
what did they talk about?
When they talked about constitutional avoidance, when they referred the matter back to for determination by a tribunal which was provided under the Act to deal with.
That is now justiciability.
Yeah.
How about ripeness? It's not it's not the doctrine of ripeness. That one you can refresh.
I can refresh on that too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I think this brings us to the end of the interview. But before we release you, we always give a candidate an opportunity also to engage with us.
Thank you, Madam Chief Justice and Commissioners. I must express my gratitude to you all for having given me an opportunity to appear before you and present myself and have this interaction. For me, this is a milestone in my career. And for that alone, I am extremely thankful. I do not have anything to add. I may only wish you well as you continue with this exercise.
Thank you very much. On behalf of the Commission, we also wish you well. You said you came from, not Embu, is it Engineer?
No,